It's gold medal number 8 up for grabs. And just a reminder for those of you, if you haven't seen much of the diving on Eurosport over the last 6 days, that China have 7 of the 7 golds available thus far. They're going for the clean sweep. Good start then from Javi Ilana Garcia for Spain, but I'm afraid he's had a couple of misses. That's more like it.
Yeah, back 2.5 pike, but down on degree of difficulty 3.0. Qualified in 12th place, so he's doing much better. Good jump, good pike position, spots well, out at the right time, keeps good body form and body tension coming out. He's using his eyes here, sees the board on the second somersault, and that's a good reach back. Also fine with the knee save under the water. Just saying, yeah, just a little bit loose on that final bit. Keep pulling the arms back, don't let them go forward.
73.50, that's okay, but nowhere near the sort of marks that I think his coach felt he was capable of after a good start. Jack Law moving up into 7th position, the second of his twisters in his dive list.
Yeah, 3.4 degree of difficulty. This is his most difficult dive.
Oh, a little flutter, but he saved it well.
Yeah, he did a good job with that. He didn't feel comfortable on the end of the diving board. He landed about 10 centimetres back, and his weight was back on his heels, and just had to use a small lean here, which cut off some of the height. Good double twist, saw the water well, and just seems to finish a little bit short of vertical. So just there, needed to dig down slightly harder, try to roll the feet over a bit more on the entry, but caused a splash. There's a twist position, left arm up, right arm down. Just could be a little straighter in the twist, feet a little bit more pressed together. But again, every time we see him dive, he just seems to get better and better, and he's in 7th place. That's not bad.
Yeah, 76.50. The scoring continues to be excellent for Jack Law. We'll take a short break there. Welcome back. Brian Nixon has been, so just in time to see Mexico's Yael Castillo, but very frustrating for the young Mexican. Was as high as 2nd at one point after a brilliant first round dive. But his challenge fading with a miss in the last round. Oh, super height. That just takes your breath away.
Now that's the highest of the reverse 3.5s that we've seen. Great landing, straight up in the air. That's the double. That's the triple, is above the diving board. Just a little loose in the back on the kick out. He's feeling good here. Spots, kicks, reaches, and then that little kick over because he had a sag in the back.
Well, but for the miss, Castillo was a genuine contender for a medal. 89.25, that's medal territory scoring.
Only if you're consistent.
What a shame. Same can be said for this man. Some 30-odd points between his score in round 3 and round 4. And that's the consistency issue that we often refer to at this level.
So just 3.0 now, back 2.5 pike.
That's a nice pike. I think we'll see when we look at the replay head on that he does in fact keep his legs a little apart, Ross. That's part of his pike move.
So a back 2.5 pike straddle with a rip.
Oh, you're a cruel man, you're a cruel man.
But from the side, the feet look together, don't they? Just
absolutely.
A slight slide over on the entry.
That's the judge's view side on, but 67.50, the judge's view is no thank you. Ross's out of it. This man isn't though. Evgeny Kuznetsov has quietly tiptoed into 4th position.
Yeah, this is a 3.3, reverse 2.5 somersaults or 1.5 twists.
Toes over the end, but again he makes it look pretty solid.
Yeah, and he's moved his dives all around. He used this as the last dive in the prelim, and it was better than this because he jumped up in the air there. This one moving forward. Real problem there once your feet are over the end of the diving board. So that's a miss for him. The judges would have caught that takeoff. And a little loose. What happens is when you miss your takeoff, your brain starts to think. Normally, everything's going right, and you're on autopilot. You feel comfortable, you don't make any mistakes. As soon as something goes wrong, you're then struggling, and your brain's having to be used.
10 marks below where he needs to be, Kuznetsov, 74.25. Prigorov's challenge is done, but Still got international ranking points to dive for.
Double twist in 2.5. Yeah, he's dropped back from 6th to 11th before this dive. And just an average dive. Back a little bit on the end of the diving board. Double twist, feet a little untidy and crossed over as he goes through the water. And some splash being thrown up. Just could be a better twist position. He had his chin down and slightly turned to the left as he's spinning around. And he's shaking his head. He knows there's a missed opportunity again for him.
Very likeable character though, Prigorov. Tends to deal with what happens in these competitions with a nice bit of style. Demey was in medal contention, has dropped now to 5th place and needs to repair the damage with a big dive here.
Yeah, he was actually 12 points out of 3rd place coming into this round. This a reverse 3.5. Oh, he's pulled it around. That was a good save, kicked out early, but used his back and the pull of the arms to get the dive around, and it's a 3.5. I think he's going to score well on it. He might be able to make up those 12 points that he was behind on. I don't think he can pull up enough. He was 43 points behind 1st place. Good 3.5. Just a little bit loose on the entry. As Matt's saying, just slightly out, little arch on the end.
Good score though. 84 marks for Troy Demey, which immediately refers the pressure down the table. This man has been under pressure. Too many misses, I'm afraid, for Julian Sanchez. And whatever it was that was bothering him ahead of his 2nd round dive, I'm afraid, has put pay to his challenge in this competition. Such a shame when he qualified through in 4th position from the semi.
Yeah, even if he got 10s on this, he's too far behind on 117 points. Good takeoff.
That's a good dive.
Yeah. Maybe had to squeeze 80 points out of that. Got that tearing sound, the rip sound going through the water. Interesting landing the board, feet wide apart, but he uses the board well, catapults him up, quickly into the tuck, spots there, and the 2nd, looks on the 3rd, kicks well, and a short save on the end.
82.25, that's okay for Sanchez. Now the next man onto the board, Ilya Zakharov of Russia. This is where his competition comes to life. Rounds 5 and 6 are the key to Zakharov diving for medals. Nobody finishes 3.9, 3.8.
Yeah, he struggled in the prelim.
Oh, that's way better.
Yeah.
Fantastic dive.
Great entry. Just a little bit forward from the end of the diving board. I thought he was going to run out of room, but he powers this, then quickly into the twist. There's the 2nd, there's the 3rd twist. Just enough time. You see him punch the water, but he's drifting off to the left. I don't think the judges will see that. Well, at 3.9, he needs these scores. Just a little bit loose on that entry. You see him punching for the water, but his feet are now moving across, so there's a cast as he's going through. So just a bit wobbly there.
Scores are important. 8s, 8.5s for 97.50, and that's why Zakharov finishes with the big degree of difficulties in round 5 and 6, because that's the sort of reward you can get. And Zakharov has posted his intentions now. Well, the forward 4.5 always draws a cheer from the crowd, and always fascinating to watch. This is Chin Kai's potentially gold medal dive right here.
This was the dive that got a 10 in the preliminaries.
Oh no! Oh no! Chin Kai's missed it, completely missed it.
Well, on the triple as he came around, it looked like his hand moved on his shin. Did he slip out of this dive? Here, he's going fine. And there, he slipped. His right hand slipped from the shin up to the knee. It's put him off. He couldn't react. And right here, he's slipping out now.
He's gone.
And you wouldn't expect that.
That is a horrible entry into the pool. And Chin Kai's competition has just disappeared in round 5.
So from 10s to near zeros, this dive scored 102.
Look at that reaction, 32.30, and Chin Kai potentially out of the medals now.
Well, I just picked that up on a triple somersault, that something was wrong, and then he came around and I just knew he'd slipped out with that right leg.
It was a real shift, wasn't it, in the body position, and just shows you if that minute movement is out of place, the rotation cannot happen. He Chong then with the door wide open, but let's not forget Ilya Zakharov's just posted just sub 100 in round 5, and China under pressure now. He Chong, all the hopes of the nation now rest on this young man's shoulders.
Well, this was the only dive he missed in the prelims. Only went 73 points. Inward 3.5 somersaults tuck. Oh, no problem there. Pikes out on a triple somersault, floats around, lines up and just disappears through the water. Well, takeoff is perfect, tuck is tight, it's fast, triple at board level. It's not a 10, but it's still a near perfect dive. There we see the pike out and the grab, the lock out of the hands, a roll under the water, that's good.
That's awesome. 91.80, 447.05 for first position for He Chong, and that's where China's hopes now rest to hang on to the gold medal. Zakharov and Kuznetsov jump up along with Troy Dumais ahead of Chen Kai, who finds himself now some 57 points off the pace that is being set by He Chong. And the drama in this men's springboard 3-meter final continue. Round 6 of diving to come to decide where the medals are going to go, and there are no guarantees that it will be an 8th Chinese gold. It certainly won't be gold for that man. Chen Kai dives himself out of it in round 5.